What's going on, guys? Happy Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend, and I hope the start of your holiday week is out to a good start. Welcome to Monday Evening Quarterback, the after show. Again, if you are following along for the first time, this is where I talk about what I didn't discuss on the most recent episode of Monday Evening Quarterback, which will be dropping shortly within the next hour. Just got done recording that about 15 minutes ago. And if you've been following along and tuning in, thank you as always. I hope you're doing well. Happy early Thanksgiving, everybody. Let me be one of the first to wish you a very happy holiday. This is always one of my favorite times of the year. Um, so let's dive right into it. This was a fun episode of MEQ. It was just me. Um, Talked about everything in college, um, how a certain team is really clicking right now, and I gave a little sneak preview slash teaser of a really big game in Ann Arbor next week. Maybe you guys know about that. Ohio State, Michigan, both teams 11-0. You guys know anything about that? Um, so I talked about that. Went to the phone lines, and a whole bunch of other stuff too. I don't want to give away too much because I actually want you to listen to the episode. Let's talk about what I didn't discuss on MEQ. The Buffalo Bills. I was wondering how they come out um, against the New York Jets. Remember, the Jets beat them earlier in the year, and unfortunately, that was the game when Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. Look, I'll just put it to you like this: Zach Wilson ain't it. Um, he struggled again. He ended up getting benched, and he's been benched moving forward. Robert Saleh really made that move. Um, and Tim Boyle came in to the game yesterday, and he's going to be the starter for the Jets on Friday against the Miami Dolphins, which would be the first Black Friday game in the history of the NFL. Um, Buffalo, how are they going to look? You fired Ken Dorsey. Joe Brady is now your offensive coordinator. Yeah, I'm talking that Joe Brady, the one who just worked miracles with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson on that 2019 LSU team. Josh threw 3 touchdown passes, but he did throw that one interception. Look, if he can cut down on the turnovers, he's going to be just fine. That's his issue right now. And the more you turn the ball over, the more you won't win a football game, or it will hinder your chances of winning um, a football game. Um, Looking at the numbers right here, Buffalo did win that game by a score of 32-6. So they were just absolutely dominant. James Cook led the way with 73 yards rushing. Khalil Shakir was the leading receiver. 3 receptions, 115 yards, and caught that one touchdown where it was an in route, and then he was just gone. The Jets didn't even bother to tackle him. Josh Allen was 20 of 32, 275 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, the one interception, and that offensive line did a pretty good job of protecting him. He was only sacked one time. The Jets, what's there to really say? And I just want to say this too. So I know Aaron Rodgers is talking about trying to come back. For what? Why? What's the point? This season's a wash. Just take your L, bro, and focus on coming back next year. I think that would be your best bet because you step on that field, one thing can go wrong again, and then you got to start this rehabilitation process very soon. Look, I want to see him on the field just as much as you want to be back on the field, but just don't. I, I wouldn't risk it. And remember, you're older now. You're 40 years old. Things don't necessarily heal like they did when you were in your 30s. So Buffalo bounced back in a big way. How about the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams? Seattle just couldn't capitalize when it mattered most. Gave up that field goal. Now I'm watching this game and I see Seattle's moving down the field, and the pass that put Seattle in field goal range. I just said to myself, okay, they're going to DK Metcalf because he's lined up in the slot. That big 6'4" dude is lined up in the slot, and the Rams don't have a corner or a safety that could really match up with him. And Geno Smith couldn't have thrown that ball any more perfectly. Dixon just missed the kick. The Rams take the season series from Seattle. Beat them in week 1, beat them yesterday. The Rams are doing a little bit better than I think a lot of people expected them to. Rams won that game 17-16. Geno Smith, 22 of 34, 233 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and Zach Charbonnet was the leading rusher with 47 yards, and Matthew Stafford, 17 of 31, $190, 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception, was sacked only 1 time, and Puka Nacua, I love that name. He did it again with your leading receiver with 70 yards on the day. That's a tough loss for Seattle. It really is. And they have a short week because they play the San Francisco 49ers on Thursday night, on Thanksgiving night, in Seattle in front of the 12s. That should be a fun one. Speaking of those 49ers, that's a good segue and good transition. The 49ers have won their 2nd game in a row. They bounced back against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27-14. Baker Mayfield threw the ball 45 times. That's just not going to cut it. He threw 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Tampa Bay just couldn't get their running game going, which is to be expected because San Francisco is very good when it comes to shutting down the run. Brock Purdy, how efficient was this guy? 21-25, 333 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Brandon Ayuk, 5 receptions, 156 yards, and that 1 touchdown, which was a 76-yarder. And if you didn't see that one, go check the replay on that. He was automatic. Then the Sunday night game, which ended up being one of the better games that I've seen of the entire week. Minnesota Vikings, Denver Broncos. Both teams kind of streaking right now. Minnesota's won 5 in a row. And Denver is on a little winning streak of their own as well. Beat Kansas City. Beat Buffalo. In Buffalo. Orchard Park. And, you were facing another hot team. And remember, it's not always how you start. It's how you finish. I got to give Sean Payton a lot of props because after that beatdown they took at the hands of the Miami Dolphins in week 3, where they gave up the 70 points, Sean Payton has really elevated the confidence levels of this Denver team. They're 5-5, a record I don't think anybody saw coming. They are taking care of the ball. They're running the ball. Defensively, they're playing well. And look, I got back to singing a song. His name is Russell, last name Wilson. He's playing well, and he's looking like the guy that we came to know in Seattle. Moving the pocket, throwing the ball on the run, making it happen with his feet, extending plays, pushing the ball up and down the field. Offensive line is giving him time in the pocket to throw. Just be aware. That's all I'm going to say. Denver came back and won that game yesterday by a score of 21-20. Denver scored their touchdown when it mattered the most, which was late in the 4th quarter. That's a tough loss for Minnesota, but it's back to the drawing board. With that being said, that's all I have. Monday Night Football is coming on tonight. I am calling it for the Nerd Report Network. I'll be on with Ronnie since he abandoned me on Monday Evening Quarterback. We'll be back together tonight discussing everything during the telecast of the Eagles and Chiefs game. I cannot wait for that. Ashley about to go get ready for that now. Look up some stuff. Make sure I have all my T's crossed and my I's dotted. Um, keep up with keep up with me. Log on to the site, which is the dailyblitz.blog, enter your email address and become a subscriber today. Follow us on Twitter or X or whatever it is that you're calling it these days at dailyblitz_61. Follow us on Instagram at the Daily Blitz 61. Keep up with me on the airwaves. Usually I be getting ready for the Prime, but I will not be on the Prime tonight. But still, go check those guys out. David On Point, TJ Hopkins, Israel Rivera. The Prime. Mondays we recap what caught our eye in the NFL. And then Tuesday we look back at the Monday night game and we look ahead and make our picks to week of the up and coming week of the NFL. So I'm on the Prime, which is on Prime Sports World every Monday night and Tuesday night. Every Wednesday you can catch me on the betting window with Ronnie Coomp, John Danzo, and Ryan Shaw on the Nerd Report Network. Fridays you can catch me on College Football Showdown with Israel Rivera and Matt James on Prime Sports World. And I know this one's going to be a fun one because we got a lot to talk about. Monday Evening Quarterback, of course, every Monday on Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, Blog Talk Radio, and the Nerd Report Network. And you can also catch me on the Sports Cubicle on WCPT 820 AM in Chicago, Illinois, with Dan Marver, Devin Tingle, Michael Angelo Mercado, and Paul Shavari. And if you need the link to listen to any of those shows, let me know. I will gladly get those to you. Hope you enjoy this little after show of Monday Evening Quarterback. Once again, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a phenomenal holiday, eating some good food, hanging out with your friends and your family, the ones you're closest to and the ones that you love, and enjoying the football, of course. I mean, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say that. I will see you guys next week. Catch me on the broadcast for the Eagles and Chiefs. I'll see you soon.